Hello, Miss. My name is Fauzi Akbar Surahman, and this is my applied linguistic project too. Case study Mr. Thompson and linguistic bias in news reporting. Applied linguistic theory, this case study falls under the domain of critical discourse analysis or CDA, a subfield of applied linguistics. CDA examines how language used in social and political contexts contributes to the construction, maintenance, and legitimation of power relations, ideologies, and inequalities. It's particularly relevant here because Mr. Thompson is investigating how language conveys bias, shapes public opinion, and influences perception. Lexical choices, word choice, and connotation, how it contributes to bias reporting. Slanted language, using emotionally charged words to describe one side of an issue while employing neutral or positive terms for the other. For example, describing protesters as a mob versus demonstrators or activists. Transitivity and agentivity, grammatical roles and responsibility, how it contributes to bias reporting. De-emphasizing agency using passive voice or nominalization to obscure the perpetrator of an action, especially in negative events. For instance, mistakes were made passive rather than the government made mistakes, or the collapse of the economy nominalization instead of policies led to the economy's collapse. This can deflect blame or responsibility. Modality, expression of certainty, obligation, and judgment. How it contributes to bias reporting, downplaying or exaggerating certainty, using weak modal verbs may could be cast doubt on claims that challenge a particular viewpoint, while using strong modal verbs will must to present unsubstantiated claims align with that viewpoint aspects. Part 2. Promote the use and preservation of indigenous languages through education. 1. Integration of indigenous languages into the curriculum. Bilingual/multilingual education programs. Implement programs that use indigenous languages as the medium of instruction in the early grades, gradually transitioning to or incorporating the dominant national language. This allows children to develop foundational literacy in their mother tongue, while also acquiring proficiency in the national language. And the second is teacher training and development. Training for indigenous language teachers, establish specialized training programs for native speakers of indigenous languages to become qualified teachers. This would include pedagogical skills, curriculum development, and language teaching methodologies. Bilingual teacher training. Train teachers to be proficient in both indigenous languages and the dominant national language, enabling them to effectively implement bilingual education programs. And the third is resource development and support. Indigenous language academies/centers establish centers or academies dedicated to the research, documentation, standardization, and promotion of indigenous languages. The centers can also develop educational resources, digital resources, invest in the creation of digital learning resources such as apps, online dictionaries, ebooks, and multimedia content in indigenous languages. This can make learning more engaging and accessible especially for younger generations. Thank you so much for listening.